Welcome everybody, this is the Ragnarok Ranger from the Ragnarok Fury coming to you this morning from the bunker. Slightly different kind of session this morning. Apologise greatly for not making this post. You can probably hear I'm still quite ill. I'm off work today. I'm going back tomorrow. I just can't afford not to be off, but yesterday I was practically asleep all day. I was so ill. So I just didn't get around to filming. You know, it's just how it is. So that's the reason for me late. Total exposure. No, I'm not hiding out. I'm not well. Anyway, I'm going to use this morning a little bit of a catch up. Try and get through it. Don't want to be here too long. I've had heaters on. I'm warm. I've got it all warmed up, but still, effectively, it's going to get pretty cold in here soon. So I want to be back indoors under my blanket. Getting old. Okay, first of all, products. There has obviously been a product delay now because of having to take all the burn gels back out that I'm not willing to use after finding out that this didn't work for me. You'll have seen that in another video if you've watched it. There's no rush for products because I'm not going to be making mass profit off them. They're going to be fairly priced for what they are rather than overpriced, which is what you're getting out there at the moment. So realistically, it's not my biggest concern that I'm having to hold them up. Fortunately, the few that I already sold from the older stock didn't actually have a burn gel in them. It was somewhat adding and that. So anyway, under the tarp, obviously while I'm ill and while it's been dark and on the morning, I'm not going to be trying to film out in woods under them conditions. So hopefully I'm going to be properly better in a few days. I'm dosed up to eyeballs on meds. So as the light starts coming back, because now the clock's changed, it's dark in the morning again. It's just how it works in this country. But hopefully we'll be getting them under the tarp sessions where I get out of the field, I set my tarp up, probably have a little chat, we'll have some breakfast or something, and then do something out in the field, a proper review or some kind of teaching video from shelters or whatever. That's the idea of under the tarp when it kicks in. At the moment, we are just on this in the bunker sessions. I hope you're enjoying them. Any ideas, put them in the comments. It's up to you. Okay, the big event this year, what will be good for under the tarp, is when my kindred has its annual gathering, because as part of that, and this is where the Ragnarok theory really comes back. It comes back from our kindred learning and redeveloping skills as part of as me, not just stored in blots. So we do archery, we do air rifle, we do axe throwing, we do knife throwing. I think this year we're bringing back the who can build a fire and burn through the string fastest competition, for example. You know what I mean? So it's all part of it. We'll all be putting tents up or tarps or some forms of shelter. We'll be having fires, we'll be cooking on cast iron. So a lot of the stuff there this year I'll get footage from and like some photographs anyway. And obviously I'll use that to generate some under the tarp content there as well. So yeah, that'll be, but that's happening in June over Solstice weekend, 19th, 20th, 21st of June. That's happening. So probably within a week after that footage should be available. Okay, something new that is coming up, but again, it's going to be when I'm a little bit better. And it's got training for Ragnarok. Now, this is an idea I had such a long time ago, and then I went off it because I started filming some videos and they just looked terrible. And, you know, I've had to sit in self-judgment because it's like when you're into survival, I see quite a lot of really big people like running survival channels, and I'm thinking, you couldn't run 100 metres, mate, before you fell over and died. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you're not a survivalist, but like, rather than judging people, it's like I've had to judge myself. I used to personal train. I've been a manager in 3 gyms, fitness manager, duty manager. Um, I've been a class instructor, both freelance and in the gyms, even aqua aerobics for flip's sake. I used to teach. Um, Kettlebells are one of my big things, and for 5 years I also ran my own martial arts club, including building a team, taking it to competition, and all coming away with a trophy. Yeah, so I ran my own boot camps in Thorns Park and everything. So this logo, training for Ragnarok, I've got a backdrop coming for it, and that backdrop then is hopefully going to be big enough to be behind me while I do this. Um, so it is obviously going to be about fitness. I had gone up to 17 and a half stone. I was pre-diabetic, or probably still am. I was obese. I am still classed as obese because of my weight now. Um, I've already got this condition in my chest where my artery spasm, and it's kind of like this feeling of angina. Yeah, and so it's just like I've got all these things adding up. Yeah, and it's all putting pressure on my back, which I got injured getting crushed in a machine years and years ago. Yeah, and it's time to stop making excuses. Yeah, so I've already lost nearly £9 in weight over the last few weeks, over half a stone already, and I'm getting back down to a weight where when I'm fit enough to train, I've not got some kind of illness. I can actually put it in again, and that's the kind of content I want to be able to put out on the training for Ragnarok when I start it. I will probably initially run with kettlebells, and I'm going to cut through all the crap what you see on these. I see them all on Instagram saying, "Oh, try this and try that," and you see all these roid heads with big muscles, and they've got no disclaimers up there saying, "Oh, do this, do that, do this many, do that many," right? And it's absolute nonsense, especially if you're overweight, you've got health conditions. Yeah, you need to stop watching these people and the stuff they're selling that's supposed to be like the newest diets and stuff. It's all nonsense. It's all rubbish. Yeah, they'll say absolutely anything to get paid, and that's all it is. That's what an influencer is. They're being paid to do something that will get you to do it as well. Bugger the risk. Yeah, it's not acceptable in my head. So for all you so-called influencers out there, I don't rate you. I don't look up to you. I think you're an absolute waste of this. I think you're soulless thieves. That's what I think you are. So, having said that, I take it there's no influencers going to be interested in what I've got to say. Not that care. So basically, it's all back to basics. I know what I used to prescribe for exercise, and I knew it worked, and so I've gone back to doing that myself. And by doing so, I've already lost half a stone. I'm eating healthier, blah blah blah. And so, what is TFR for? Training for Ragnarok. TFR, yes, it's easier to say. So, what is TFR for? It's aimed at anybody that's interested who's unfit. The first thing you're going to get is a massive disclaimer that I am not there to teach you anything. I'm going to take you on my journey with me. And if there's anything in there that you find helpful, great. But check with your doctor. Yeah, have an health assessment. Find out what state you're in before you start doing any kind of exercise. But initially, it's going to start off with training, teaching points on certain exercises. Then it'll build into putting groups of exercises together into little programs and stuff like that. But it'll all be trying to keep it to moderate to intense rather than intense and above levels of exercise, and it'll be particularly good for men specifically because I'm a man over 50. It's not that what I used to teach was no good for women, but women have different needs, different bodies, especially over 50. So again, it's all up to you to check out what's going to work for you and what is not going to work for you. Okay, so the aim is basically going to let you follow my journey back into fitness using the medium of me showing you what I'm doing, and hopefully some people finding it helpful, because that's what used to motivate me a lot, was teaching other people. Okay, and who is it for? I've pretty much said mostly men and women over 50 who are unfit, overweight, unhealthy, and part of it will be food as well and nutrition. But again, let's just cut all the rubbish out and get back to the basics, and let's find out what works. Okay, that's pretty much everything I've got to say for you today, guys. So I need to get back inside, get back to sleep, keep dosing up my medicine so I can be on my shift tomorrow. Who can afford to lose more than 2 days? I can't afford to lose 2 days, to be fair, but it's what it is. Remember, we don't prepare to survive, we prepare in case we survive. Survival is an instinct. Instinct is everything. Take care out there. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next one.